Thanks, Joel. So we're going to continue now as the academic year heats up. Many students are feeling the pressure to perform. But what happens when that pressure turns into anxiety? So joining us this morning is Karen Archer, Director at Bellavista SHARE. Karen, good morning. Thanks for making time to chat with us here on the SABC at this hour.
Thanks, Liesl. Good morning.
Perhaps you could start explaining how anxiety actually affects learning and memory retention in children at large.
Thanks. It really is such a debilitating mental health disorder. And, normal anxiety is that worry, it's the fear, it's dread, and it's a normal reaction. It's a very welcome reaction because it protects us, from danger. But the problem is when it becomes overwhelming and it's not temporary, it starts interfering with your daily activities, such as relationships, your job performance, and for children, very much their schoolwork, and it interferes with their ability to learn. I mean, 1 in 7 children and adolescents are affected by anxiety. So we really need to understand it and understand what our children are facing. So if you're a parent and wondering what to look out for in your child, some of the behaviors and sort of symptoms or manifestations, as we call it, you can look at your child. Are they suddenly on edge? Are they irritable? Are they having a lot of outbursts? Are they more clingy than usual? Are they withdrawn? Perhaps there are changes in their sleeping and eating habits, maybe going to the toilet more often. I know with my child, when he gets anxious, he is this anger and aggression, these outbursts, just sort of come from nowhere. And we must remember there's so much research out there that the gut and brain are so finely linked.
Yes.
And that anxious reaction is actually the moment blood is rushing from your digestive system to all other parts of the body. So that, when a child is complaining of a sore tummy and headaches, it's a real symptom. There's often nausea that goes with that rapid heartbeat, feeling very lightheaded and sweaty. Your palms of your hands often get either cold or very sweaty, a dry mouth, tingling in your hands and your toes. I mean, your fingers and your toes. These are some of the manifestations that parents really need to look out for in the child. And obviously, when there's a teacher can see that the child is suddenly very inattentive as well.
Karen, let me come in there because and thank you so much for speaking to some of the common warning signs that children may be experiencing anxiety related to academic pressure. But I think I also want to look at how parents and teachers alike can differentiate between normal stress and anxiety that they may require additional support. How does one distinguish between the two?
So that's where, absolutely. So the thing is that suddenly when it's interfering with daily functioning, when your daily functioning becomes really difficult. So for example, at school, if a child is school refusing, I mean, that's a big one. School refusing, they are in class, they're avoiding the subject, going to the toilet often. If they are, suddenly their marks are dropping, they are withdrawn in class. These are all things that are actually, they suddenly become not temporary anymore. They become every day. And that's when you have to seek help. That's when you need to find a parent, help from a psychologist, from the school counselors, the teachers. You need to work together to say, okay, this is suddenly not normal. This is not a normal reaction. It's not just a worry and going away. It's actually the child is suddenly avoiding situations that are making them feel anxious and out of control.
Karen, what about the issue of overstimulation in this day and age? I'm asking this because technology is incorporated into the learning curriculum, but we're also looking at that exposure at home as well. And I wonder if you could speak to technology, as a means in exacerbating academic anxiety somewhat. How does one also then mitigate against its effects or even balance, the learning and sort of having space to recalibrate your nervous system at large?
Yeah, that's a big topic. So I think, firstly, I think the one wonderful thing is that our schools are recognizing the impact of technology on children. And there's a huge drive at the moment to remove smartphones, remove tech from children that are interfering with their daily functioning. So children need boundaries. They need the adult to be in control. There need to be very regular routines to their day. So if you've got a young child and you're allowing them screen time, there's nothing wrong with that. But I know that with my own children, if I said you allowed screens from 4 till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it became a routine, and they knew that during that time they wouldn't ask before. They would just know at 4 o'clock they could go on screens, that it's monitored, that there are security measures in place, a lot of apps and control of what they're watching. And then after that, from 5 o'clock, they know that the iPad or the screen is then off. It's
Yes.
done. So there's that, the anxiety is taken away because you, as the parents, are in control.
And so, Karen, so just for the interest of time, I want to then delve into how children or how parents and teachers alike can create environments that help children develop healthy coping mechanisms, also build
Absolutely.
resilience in the face of academic pressure, even life pressure at large. Talk to us about
Yeah.
that, even just, parents and teachers working together to find a solution.
Absolutely. So I think the first part is that there's so much judgment around anxiety. So first of all, change that relationship with anxiety. It's an emotion, it's a feeling that we all feel. Normalize it. Welcome it in. Allow your child or learner, teenager, to worry. So that's the first thing. Change that outlook. Lay that foundation for the child. As the adult, you need to be regulated as the adult. You cannot regulate a child. You cannot access a child when they are in that kind of fight, freeze. They are so dysregulated that you need to connect with that child first. It's called co-regulation. There's a psychiatrist called Bruce Perry in America who talks about regulating, then you can relate to the child, and then reason. We need to equip our children with that. So some of the things we talk about a lot is that externalizing the anxiety, making the emotions separate from the individual. Because children believe they are bad. They start believing you're bad because they're worrying so much or they're angry. So you need to separate that emotion from the child, that it's something controllable. As soon as you can separate it, it becomes a common enemy in the family, in the working with the teacher, so that you, let's say, a worry monster, and saying that, together we can beat this. You don't have to allow this worry monster into your life and control the way that you are thinking, because it's not the emotion is not going to hurt you. It cannot kill you. It can't harm you.
Yeah.
It's what you do with the emotion.
So,
So if
Karen,
you learn,
it's about you garnering those tools that can empower, everyone at large. I'm out of time. I'm going to have to leave it there. But thank you for being part
okay.
of this discussion. It was very pertinent. Obviously, this is just the beginning of many more to follow, given, where we are as a society and perhaps where we're trying to head to. So thank you for weighing in and sharing your insights. Karen Archer this morning, sharing her insights just on how anxiety affects many children in the classroom and how implementing practical strategies can help our children manage academic stress and also thrive through their educational journeys.